So I'm going to be talking about gender equity in the math classroom, specifically in regards to women and gender nonconforming students, such as transgender and non-binary students. This issue is of a lot of importance because with all the research about women in math, there's still some bias, and there's very little research about gender nonconforming students in the math classroom. So I want to start with some important language. First of all, cisgender, or cis, is a person whose gender identity matches their assigned gender at birth. Transgender is a person whose gender identity or expression does not coincide with their assigned gender at birth. And non-binary is a person whose identity lies outside the male-female binary, such as gender fluid, agender, or bigender. Marla Soul suggests that any achievement gaps can be explained by negative stereotypes, which have been shown to suppress scores of women and minorities. In a longitudinal study by Tart, there was shown to be no significant difference in overall mathematics achievement between genders, and the best predictor of future achievement was shown to be prior achievement rather than gender, but it still seems that women are underengaged in mathematics classrooms. In these studies from Liddy and Tart, results showed that boys, fathers, parents of sons, and non-coaching mathematics teachers showed higher levels of agreement to the statement that math is a male domain compared to other groups. And as mentioned previously, prior achievement is the best predictor of future achievement, even though many people still believe that math is a male subject. Of course, when dealing with any social issues, when you're trying to change a system, there are going to be challenges. These are three challenges associated with combating gender stereotypes in regards to women in the mathematics classroom. Convincing students that math is not a gendered subject, situating women as important contributors to mathematics, and modeling non-sexist language in our math classrooms. We can address each of these challenges using several methods. We can address the first challenge by deliberately selecting women to share solutions and ideas, showing that they're an important voice in our classroom. We can discuss math history when appropriate and highlight contributions of women, and we can be deliberate in using non-sexist language, such as using neutral pronouns, such as they, whenever possible, to avoid reinforcing maleness as a default. Whether it's implicit or explicit, students learn about gender in our classrooms. Trans and non-binary students are rarely supported in classrooms, and sometimes teachers and administrators can even participate in harassment of these students. In my experience, these gender nonconforming students are quieter and less involved in the classroom, so we have to be deliberate when working to support these students and get them involved. Some ways to support these students are to directly assert and acknowledge their existence, making it clear that their identities are valid and that they're safe in our classroom. We can also use gendered context for problems, such as using statistics or modeling ideas to analyze differences in privilege and oppression. And we can also respect every student's pronouns to help them feel safe and acknowledged and respected in our classrooms. So here are some final thoughts on supporting women, transgender, and gender nonconforming students in our math classrooms. Regardless of whether it's intentional, we're constantly reinforcing or dismantling gender roles and stereotypes. But all of these students deserve success and deserve a safe environment regardless of gender identity. So we can't ignore the existence of gender differences. We have to acknowledge and support these students in any way that we can.